Hello, I'm Darren Magee and welcome to my Mental Health Information and Awareness channel. Now, today's topic is continuing to look at the roles in a narcissistic family. Now, before going any further, it's important to remember that regardless of a role a child may have in a narcissistic family, these roles can change from time to time, depending often, say, on the mood of the parent or what that child needs to be at a particular time. But regardless of the role, the child can develop different characteristics and behaviours, and today's topic is going to be looking at one of those roles, one of those characteristics. That's the caretaker, sometimes known as the mascot. Now, if you find this video helpful, please check out my other videos on mental health related topics, and please consider subscribing to my channel. Now, just to recap, within a narcissistic family, it often operates like a cult. Now, toxicity is a typical dynamic in that family. It's a typical dynamic among the siblings. The parent, or sometimes both parents, treat the children very differently, and they do it in a way that creates division and competition. Now, the caretaker, the caregiver in that family, is typically the placater. They are the emotional rescuer of the family. It is their role to manage the emotional turbulence and division that competition often brings. The turbulence that everyone in the family is subjected to. Now this child is often a very sensitive child. They have a very caring side, and they struggle with conflict and discord. So when there's any kind of conflict or disharmony at home, they are the first to jump into action. They are ready to resolve, pacify the aggressor, soothe the victim. They are there to sort it out as best they can. Now, although they're a sensitive child, they never ask or even indeed expect any kind of support themselves, because they come to believe that their emotional well-being comes through alleviating the distress of others. It is their role to serve others. So they end up becoming people pleasers. And they don't really develop any sense of insight or emotional depth, because they believe that they're defined by what they can do to help others. And because they are so used to giving, they don't know how to receive. They feel uncomfortable when something is offered to them freely. Something like positive regard, respect, loving gestures has them feel very uncomfortable, so it will always be rejected. And this can become quite problematic for them in adulthood as they struggle with friendships, romantic, caring relationships. They will always put the needs of everyone else in front of their own. And as adults, they will put the needs of others before the needs of, say, their own children or even their own partner. Now, sometimes, as I say, they are referred to as the mascot. The mascot is sometimes considered to be the joker, the fool, the one that always makes light of everything, that makes a joke of everything. And yes, there can be that aspect to them, but their main role as the mascot, the supporter, if you will, is supporting the family in whatever it is they do. Whatever harebrained scheme they come up with. If it's a church-going family, they will volunteer to sing in the choir, to feed the homeless, whatever it is. They will do whatever it is they have to do in order to maintain that image of a perfect family. Whatever it is makes them look good, honest, decent, wonderful, whatever it is. Now, they have different relationships with other members of the family. They will worship the narcissistic parent above all. That is their God. Okay, they will praise them for everything and accept every bit of crap that's thrown away. They will sit in silence and accept the unkind humour. In fact, they will even nervously laugh along with it, okay? The other parent, who's often seen as a source of distress to the narcissistic parent, often on the wrong end of their abuse, okay? That child will see them the same way. They will treat them differently. They may not openly disrespect them, but there will be a quiet kind of contempt for them. Now, this could be manifested as maybe not interacting with them, maybe not wanting to spend time with them. As they get older, as that parent enters a room, they get up and leave. They will see that parent as being at fault for not giving the narcissistic parent what it is they need in order to be happy. Now, like the parent, they will also have a respect, an unhealthy respect sometimes, and worship for the golden child. They will accept and tolerate the bullying. They will perform in a way that does please the parent. They will get good marks. They will do good things and so on. But they will do it in a way that does not outshine the golden child, because they have learned to believe they are secondary to the golden child. It is their job to raise the esteem of the golden child. They will just accept whatever crap the golden child throws at them. Although they may not openly attack the scapegoat, They can certainly sympathize with them, but they will always side with the parent, that it's the scapegoat's fault. That anything that's going wrong, it's the scapegoat who's being bad. The scapegoat does something in their own best interest. They will side with the parent, that is the scapegoat being selfish. Now, they're always doing things to try and earn some kind of regard, to be the perfect child, if you will, doing household chores, vacuuming, washing up after dinner and so on, helping out others just to show what a caring, wonderful family they come from. They don't always learn the difference between a good thing and the right thing, because they've come to believe good people do good things. Now, even if that's not what, say, somebody wants, not what they needed, even if they said no, but they go ahead and do it anyway, believing it is a good thing, it's not necessarily the right thing. They feel crushed when that's rejected, when that's criticised some way. And in some ways, after a while, they start to become, if you will, the family doormat, always trying to do something to either have it taken for granted or just to be walked over. And yet they will still obey all the rules without question. And as they get older, they will claim that they do this out of love and respect for their parents and so on. In reality, it's out of fear. They have been conditioned to serve the family. As much as they feel safe and loved in that family, the truth is it's a very one-sided, toxic, abusive relationship. And any friendships, future romantic relationships they have, they will often see them as projects. They are people to fix. They will seek out people to help, to bring out the best of. And they will always assume that they know what's best. This, again, that narcissistic kind of superior morality. They will always assume that they know what's best for others. Now, I'm not going to say this is true in every single case, but I think that this is where we see the forming, the beginnings of the closet narcissist. Now, the closet narcissist is someone who has all the narcissistic traits and qualities, but it's not themselves they worship. It's something or someone else, such as that narcissistic parent, such as that cult that they came from. They are so trauma bonded to their abuser or abusers, they cannot even hold in their head any kind of negative or critical thought towards them. They become incredibly defensive even when others point out how badly they're treated. But even with that closet narcissism, because they often lack aggression and assertiveness, this is where they become, if you will, covert narcissists. Now, covert being highly sensitive to criticism, not just criticism of themselves, criticism of their family. Any reflection, any poor reflection on them reflects badly on them. They cannot handle it. It also makes them incredibly disagreeable, but also incredibly entitled because of the family that they came from. They will always be under a strain, especially to help others out. But there's always a crushing kind of helpless sense of shame that they can't get away from, and the toxicity that they were on the wrong end of in childhood, that gets taken out on their own partners and their own children in some cases, in a very insidious kind of way. Now, I've made videos on covert narcissistic partners. If you want, check them out. But they're my thoughts on the caretaker, the mascot child in a narcissistic family. Now, if you have any thoughts, comments, even experiences of your own, please share them. I do like to read your comments and respond to them when I can. If you like this video, please consider subscribing to my channel for future updates on mental health related topics. And until next time, thanks for watching.